In this video, Keystone Manufacturing is going to demonstrate how to remove a piece of flat wire belting from a conveyor system and splice in a replacement piece. The most important aspect for splicing a flat wire belt is having all the tools necessary with you. Needed will be tools for cutting the connecting rod, ratchet straps, clamps, or something for holding the belt in place once it is cut, channel locks for aligning holes when inserting splice rods, and pliers to bend standard duty clinch splice rods. It is important to find a flat, open area somewhere on the conveyor to work, with enough room, longer than the width of the belt, to pull out and then reinsert a connecting rod. Next, determine the specific length of belt that needs to be removed and mark the connecting rods on either end of the length to be removed with a twist tie or some type of mark. Use the ratchet straps, clamps, wire, or some other method to hold the belt in place once the connecting rods are cut and removed. Once the belt is secured in place, then use the appropriate tool to cut the connecting rods previously marked and pull the rods out of the belt. The belt section to be replaced can now be rolled up and removed. Measure the distance between the two ends of the cut belt and place a new section. The new section should be about 2 inches to 4 inches longer than the opening. On one side, mesh the end of the new section into the original section so that the holes line up, and thread a new connecting rod through the belt. It is easiest if, as you are pushing the splice rod, you also spin the rod or shake the mesh slightly. Someone may need to be helping by guiding the rod as well as lining up the holes across the width. In cases where there is not a lot of slack in the belt and it is very tight, channel locks can be used to help squeeze the two ends together to allow the new connecting rod to thread the two ends together. Once the first splice rod has been inserted, you will need to thread a new rod into the other end of the new section of belt using the same technique as for the first splice rod. Now that the new section is secured into the belt, the splice rod ends must be finished. You'll need a pair of pliers to bend the rods for standard duty clinched belts. The side of the rod that is straight will need to be bent in 3 places so that it looks like the normal clinched rods. The other side of the rod will require just bending the last part of the rod end around so that it looks like the other rods in the belt. Please be careful not to bend the end of the rod inside the first opening of the belt too much, as it may prevent the belt from hinging. The bend inside the first opening should be less than 90 degrees. Do not pinch it so that the rod end touches the strip. You are now ready to remove the straps holding the belt in place and remove all tools from the belt and conveyor bed. Examine the area closely to make sure nothing has been left on, under, or beside the belt. Once everything is clear, you are ready to restart.